All right, guys and girls, two breaking news stories I want to talk about today. One, of course, being that Brian Laundrie is absolutely now being found dead, confirmed with teeth results. Very, very interesting and sad. Another sad thing, of course, is that Alec Baldwin, actor Alec Baldwin, has now become a murderer. Wow, who would have thought, right? He basically shot and killed someone by accident with a prop gun, which actually had a real bullet in it. So I want to talk about these two things today. If that sounds interesting, videos every single day on this channel. Let's of course start with Brian. All right, now his remains were found at Carlton Reserve. All right, now the Carlton Reserve is this place right here. So this is obviously Florida. All right, Miami. All right, there's America, United States. So you guys get a good picture of where we are. We'll zoom in and we'll show you where his body was actually found. Pretty much in there. So you can see there's a huge block of land where it's just swampy, trees, alligators, snakes, wild animals basically live in this area. It's a national park. All right, so if we zoom in a little closer, that's where the park pretty much starts. I'm guessing it continues all through here, all through the wetlands, and he's been found in there somewhere. All right, very, very sad. So starting from the start, skeletal remains and clothing have been found. So the identification came hours after police in Northport said that the remains that were found were skeletal and belonged to a human. Now they are human remains, no doubt there. I would say that the remains were consistent with one individual. Skeletal remains, police officer Josh Taylor has said. Investigators also found clothing believed to be consistent with what Laundrie was wearing. The laundry he was wearing? It's too soon, never mind, forget about that. When he first took off in September 13. So apparently they've also found a book that is actually belonging to him was also found near the body. I believe there might have been some flooding in the area, but the flooding has gone down. As a result, his body has been found in that area. Very sad, but it is what it is, right? The guy obviously had it coming. He was either going to die on the run or he was going to go to jail for potentially the rest of his life. Sad situation for everyone around, right? Including Gabby, of course. Now, lingering questions Brian Laundrie's parents must answer regarding Gabby Petito. Why was the parents not cooperating with the police as much as they could have been? They were keeping quiet a lot. Did they know something that they weren't saying? Obviously, a lot of these questions will hopefully be answered in time when, time answers all questions, hopefully. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see what the Wikipedia says in a year from now, okay? A shitty situation, clearly. Now, Brian Laundrie could have been dead for up to a month when remains were found, experts say. So his remains were apparently in such bad, looking situation, skeletal remains, right? Yeah. How long has the guy been dead for? It does look like it's been a while. All right. It doesn't take Einstein to figure that out. Like if you're going to find someone in that kind of situation, yeah, they've been there for a while. Now, I will say, the hotter an environment is, such as the Florida swamplands kind of thing, I'm guessing there'd be a lot of humidity and heat around there that will make a body decomposition go a lot faster kind of thing. So you'd have to work that out. But I mean, the guy's been on the run for over a month now, and so many people have been saying he looks he's been spotted up here, now he's been spotted down there. Some guy on a bicycle looked like him. It looks like he's been dead all along, and that's why no one's been able to find him. Even Dog the Bounty Hunter was trying to find this guy, and I'll show you this in a second, right? But something interesting has come out of this investigation. At least 5 more bodies have been discovered during search for Brian Laundrie. I mean, this is unbelievable. These people have been missing for whatever reason, all right? And they've been found dead, all right? Now, because the investigation has been going, looking for Brian and Gabby, Brian presumed alive, Gabby presumed dead, right? They've found both of them now, deceased obviously, but investigators have found 5 people that have mysteriously vanished and died. What are their stories? How have they died? What is their story? What happened to them? We don't know. Unfortunately, not everyone that goes missing gets the attention that Gabby Petito got. and Brian Laundrie got, right? The world went absolutely crazy for their story. But a lot of people go missing every day all around the world, and a lot of these cases, probably most of them, nothing's even said on the media. It's terrible, right? It is what it is. The media seems to hang on to certain things, but not to others. I don't know why it is, but it is what it is. Now, Dog the Bounty Hunter famously said, all right, Dog the Bounty Hunter predicts that officials will have tracking location for Brian Laundrie in 48 hours. He said this on September 27, 2021, right? It is now, as of recording this, it is the 23rd of October. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 4 days away from being a month ago, he said this. Just goes to show that Dog the Bounty Hunter doesn't know anything. He's just basically, bluff, 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 whatever, all right? So obviously now Dog the Bounty Hunter calls off Brian Laundrie's search after the remains have been found. But, the guy, if you don't know what he is, what he does, I mean, that's what he looks like right there. He looks like an absolute living leather jacket, pretty much. He's so sunburnt constantly. How that guy has no skin cancer, I have no idea. But anyway, he's very famous for being a bounty hunter. He's even had his own show in the past. His wife, who's now passed away, him and his wife were doing a lot of, vigilantes runs around America, and who knows, maybe Mexico and Canada, I don't know. But yeah, he was on the run. He was on the hunt for the runner, Brian Laundrie, but as it turned out, that has now stopped. So, very sad situation, but that's what that situation is with Brian. Now, I want to quickly talk about Alec Baldwin, because Alec Baldwin is in the news right now after having shot the director of photography, this girl right here. Helena is her name. Now, this is a set photo of the film that he's actually working on called Rust. I mean, he's got fake blood. I'm assuming that's fake blood on him, right? They're right. It's an old Western kind of thing. He's got the beard and the jacket, and he's got Dog the Bounty Hunter's skin in his hand, apparently. So very sad situation. Now, this is a set photo from actually the girl who was shot, right? The director of photography, Helena. This is actually her photo on her Instagram, and there's Alec, all right, and there is her right there. Now, someone else was also shot. The director of the movie was actually shot as well. Apparently, he's in serious condition. So we'll talk about that in a second. But this is actually her Instagram account, and sadly, this will be her last ever post. She was on a horseback riding on her day off. If you guys want to go check it out, please do. But yeah, this was the girl, right? This was her life, and it's now unfortunately over because of an absolute stupid mistake, right? When you're actually shooting a gun on set, like, it's got to be most likely a real gun, but with fake bullets, right? Blanks, all right? Bam, bam. You don't ever put a real bullet inside of these guns when you're giving them to actors, but it has been done before. There's a very famous thing from 20 years ago. Bruce Lee. Wow! Bruce Lee's son was unfortunately shot and killed with a very similar accident. Pretty much the same thing happened. We'll talk about that in a second. But, Alec Baldwin fired a prop gun that killed cinematographer and injured director. Interesting, quick little read, right? That's the set photos right there from a drone shot, I'm guessing. But Alec Baldwin has broken his silence after accidentally shooting a cinematographer dead on set. So crew member Helena Hutchins, 42, died from her injuries, while director Joel, look at his name absolutely correct. What do you reckon? His name was?
Joel Souza.
Joel Souza. Souza? He's basically fighting for his life after a prop gun misfired. Alec Baldwin, right? He was the shooter. Now, Baldwin responded to the incident on Instagram. There are no words to convey my shock and my sadness regarding the tragic accident that took the life of Helena Hutchins, a wife, a mother, and deeply admired colleague of ours. Baldwin said, I'm cooperating with the police investigation to address how this tragedy occurred, and I'm in touch with her husband, offering my support to him and his family, kind of thing. My heart is broken. This was a second tweet. We'll show you in a second. My heart is broken for her husband, their son, and all who have loved Helena, he said. So an eyewitness recalled that Baldwin said, "Why was I handed a hot gun?" after he accidentally shot and killed Hutchins. Am I saying her name correctly? We'll just double check that one. Hutchins, yeah. So that's the girl, all right. But a witness told Hollywood gossip site Showbiz 411 that Baldwin immediately began asking over and over why he was handed a hot gun, which typically means a gun loaded with a real ammunition, real bullet kind of thing after the shooting. So, interesting. Very sad and interesting. So this is Alec Baldwin's actual Twitter account, and this is the 2 tweets that he posted, 2 hours ago. Just tweet 1, tweet 2. We've just obviously read them to you right there. But this is the actual set photos with his, coronavirus mask in hand. He's obviously taken off his set jacket, all right? He's in an absolute shock. He's on the phone to who knows who, but he's in shock after having shot and killed her and severely injured the director. This is him potentially, being sick in the dirt. So obviously, it was an accident, terrible accident. But this has happened before. So let's get back into that in a second, right? But there's one thing I want to talk about before I actually tell you about Bruce Lee's son. Interesting. You will not believe what's been dug up on Alec Baldwin. Now, it's nothing terrible, but the way that this has been found is quite remarkable and very weird and shocking. Alec Baldwin basically tweeted from 2017. So Alec Baldwin tweet from 2017 goes viral after shooting. You're not going to believe what he said. I mean, it's wow. This shit doesn't happen, but it has happened, right? Anyway, so we'll go down to here. So this was the actual tweet, right? I'm not going to show you what it said until the very last second. So it was an officer potentially maybe doing the wrong thing, shooting someone in public. I don't know much about it, but the officer keeps his gun trained on the man and shuffles back, creating distance. So video showing an officer basically fatally shooting suspect outside of some area. All right. Now this is what Alex said about the situation. I wonder how it must feel to wrongfully kill someone. Wow. What the fuck? Wow. Let me just read that again. I wonder how it must feel to wrongfully kill someone. He really said that, apparently, September 23, 2017. Wow. You can't make that shit up. Now he knows. Now he goddamn knows what it feels like to wrongfully shoot someone. Wow. One more time. There we go. Very, very interesting, right? But going to what I was trying to say before, this is Bruce Lee's son. Okay? Famous Bruce Lee. All right? This is his son, Brandon Lee, who unfortunately died in a set accident in 1993, I believe. Let's quickly read on it. Family of Brandon Lee, who died on a set accident, speaks about the fatal shooting on the Rust set. Of course, Alec Baldwin's set was the Rust. All right, interesting. Now, this is actually Brandon Bruce Lee's account. I mean, the guy doesn't exist, right? He never existed when Twitter was here, but apparently he has a Twitter account. It looks. Our hearts go out to the family of Helena Hutchins and Joel Souza and all involved in the incident on Rust. No one should ever be killed by a gun on a film set, period. Broken heart. Now the thing with that, he was actually filming a movie called The Crow at the time. And yeah, an actor was basically firing a gun at him and he was shot and killed. Now the guy who shot that gun, I can't remember his name at the moment. I probably should have researched his face before this, but he was notoriously, depressed and very upset for a while after that, knowing that he killed the lead star, Brandon Lee, in that movie, right? And that movie almost was never fully made because they needed a lot more shots to finish the film, The Crow, all right? But they didn't have the shots. So they ended up using editing skills to get shots that were already used to kind of use them again but look differently slightly. Do you know what I mean? To kind of recycle old shots to make them look new again, to add things in the scene. If you watch the movie, you can kind of tell that they kind of needed more footage, but they didn't have it. You can kind of tell. It's a bit of a... I mean, it could be a better movie. It's an okay movie, but it could be a better movie. But that's just something I wanted to talk about today. It's happened before and it's happened again. When will Hollywood learn not to put real bullets in? Fucked if I know, but interesting nonetheless. What are your thoughts about these two stories? All right, Brian Laundrie, you know, what do you think? Let me know in the comments down below, guys. We're on channel 2 and of course channel 1, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, at Tallboy Gareth. I hope you guys liked today's little video. I've been Tall. My name's Gareth, and I'll see you lovely ladies and gentlemen tomorrow. See ya.